Miss Tone I.E. And you know what?
Hello.
Hi, Tone I.E. I don't have my soundboard, so I'm just gonna clap and then have everybody in the background clap. But woo!
Oh man, that's
So
so
I
funny.
have to tell you before you start talking that I love you. My niece loves your music. Everybody that I've been playing so far to promote this loves your voice, your music. You are so amazing. So
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we right here. I ain't playing. No, we ain't playing. Yeah. I ain't playing.
Yeah, I'm still here. But they wanted me dead, yeah. Put money on her head, yeah. That's what my brother had.
Thank you so much.
yeah. So how you feeling today, Queen?
I've been good. I just woke up from a nap, so
Yes, that you went to church and had like.
yeah.
I
Had that little yeah.
I love that. I love that. So, I'm sorry about that. Sometimes we're gonna get a little bit of interruptions here and there because it's a podcast.
No,
But yeah, so I wanted you on the show because I love your music. When I went to your album release party at Creative Lounge, I just knew that you were gonna be a superstar. And I said, listen, the world needs to know this person. FaceTime. So talk to me a little bit about how long have you been doing music?
I've been an artist. I came as an artist in 2019, but I grew up in church, so I kind of been around music my whole life. My dad was a rapper and a songwriter, so it's just kind of been all over my family. Music's just been such a big part. So
Nice. So tell me a little bit about yourself before we go into any more questions so that way I can cancel all of the rest of these noises. I'm so sorry. So
no
tell
worries.
my spirits, because I know who you are, Miss Tone I.E, but tell my spirits who you are.
Okay. So yeah, I'm Tone I.E. I'm 26 years old, born and raised in St. Petersburg, Florida. Um, like I said, I grew up in church singing. I play keys. I write songs. I do poetry. Um, I'm a teacher by day.
You're a teacher?
Um,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I teach after school reading, an after school reading program.
Nice.
Yeah,
Sorry
that's
about
been
that. My camera keeps cutting in and out, but yeah, go ahead.
no worries. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I grew up around music and music, doing music in some form. I did musical theater. I've done a lot of things. I've done a lot of things. So
That is amazing. I love that. So when you came out, you say your dad he was a rapper or a singer?
he was a rapper.
Oh my goodness. And he's
Yeah.
born and raised in Tampa, Florida as well?
St. Pete.
Oh, St. Pete. Okay.
Yeah.
So who is this dad? Do we know him? Like, is it like rated R or somebody?
No, his name is Priority. His rap name is Doc TMC, but he was in a group called Priority One back
Oh,
in the '80s. I want to say.
that is so
And
look at that.
sorry,
It's
the
okay.
yawning, man. That post nap yawn is crazy.
Listen, it's Sunday fun day. It's gonna happen.
I know. But yeah, he was a rapper. He had a whole group, had background dancers and singers, had a DJ. Like my dad did the whole thing
Wow.
back in the day. So
That's
yeah.
amazing. So you kind of watched him while you were growing up. Do you feel like do you feel like that inspired you? Like what else inspired you besides your dad to really say, you know what? Because he was a rapper and you're a singer.
Right. So it's just a little different because for me, there was no other option besides music. Like I've never wanted to do anything else. Like I've tried to want to do other things. Like I went to Bible college. I thought I was going to be a pastor or just a worship leader or something like that. But
Mhm.
I knew like from, oh God, I had to be maybe 5 or 6 that I knew I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be on stage. I wanted to be acting. I wanted to be doing something. So
Wow.
yeah.
I love that. So now you are an artist, you are a beautiful singer, and you are looking to, well, obviously you're not looking to, you already inspiring the world because you inspired me with this lovely song. So what keeps you going? Like what inspires you to say, you know what? Because I think you're an independent artist too, right? You're not signed.
Yeah.
So
Independent.
that's what I love about you first and foremost, because a lot of people don't know that. And I hate that my camera is not allowing me to be great right now. But first of all, talk to me about being an independent artist. What is that like for you?
So I was signed to like a local label briefly, but I just realized it wasn't for me. I think a lot of it has to do. I'm a Taurus and I'm very stubborn.
Oh,
And I
tell me
like
your sign
things.
because I wanted to know. I was like, what's her
Yeah,
sign?
yeah, I'm a Taurus.
Good. My
April
mom's a
Taurus.
Taurus. I love Taurus.
And so I know I'm very aware that I'm very stubborn and I can be kind of hard headed. But when it comes to my music and my artistry, it's like ×2 or ×10 because to me, everything has to be perfect. Like, this is my soul I'm giving. You can't put me on restrictions to bear my soul to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that I want to be able to make music that I want to make. And I want the quality to be there. I want, you know, I just want to be able to put out quality things. I don't believe in doing things sloppy or last minute or trying to rush out things. I will do it till it's perfect.
I love that. Listen,
Yeah.
well, you definitely inspired me to go a lot harder, especially when it comes to time and all that punctuation. I love that. But so when it comes to being an independent artist, I know it's kind of challenging because you're kind of, you know, you're independent, you're on your own. Do you
Yeah.
have a support system and what does that look like?
I have really great friends that are also artists. And they kind of keep me motivated in that way. But like any kind of financial backing or anything like that, I don't have any of that. It's just me. My EP release party, I single-handedly planned, paid for.
Wow.
I did everything on my own. Only thing that I hired a decorator to decorate the space.
Yeah.
And obviously, shout out to Creative Lounge for letting me use their space. And shout out to Tiani for decorating. And I had to use their bartender last minute, but everything else, like, I paid for. I single-handedly picked my band and paid all of them out of pocket. I paid for the venue out of pocket. I set my ticket prices and I still kind of like tanked on that because I was trying to make sure that nobody was paying too much to get in.
Wow.
But I wanted everybody to have a decent experience. So I took a little, just to, and honestly too, if I'm being very, candor right now, I had lost my job 2 months before my party.
Wow.
And I didn't have a job. So and a car was up for repost. I was trying to get through everything.
You better stop. Like,
I was trying to do everything.
I'm like so shocked because like people don't know these stories. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They see you and they hear you and they're thinking, oh, you just got it all figured out. You got the money, you got this. And so they lack that awareness for themselves to be like, maybe I should help, maybe I should support. You know what I'm saying? So hearing that, I'm sorry, my camera sucks. So hearing that, like, that's amazing. I didn't mean to cut you off, but go ahead.
No, you're good. Yeah, so it was a real struggle trying to make sure everything was like on where it needed to be, and it was crazy because I had hired one bartender, but I didn't process the fact that like I was the one that had to buy the liquor, and at that point I was out of money. I thought she was bringing the liquor, and I was just paying her to serve it. I don't know why. Maybe she didn't explain it well enough, or I didn't like just get it. Right. But it's the day before the party, and she called me. She was like, "Hey, did you buy all the liquor?" And I was just like, "Why would I buy all the liquor?" So I'm like panicking because we came up with these signature drinks for the party. We had a dark cocktail and a light cocktail to represent the black and white. And I was like excited for the custom cocktails because, that's like my thing. Yeah. I like to drink and I like for people to drink. So I was like freaking out. It's the day before my party. I'm like, I got to cancel everything because I don't have drinks. But thankfully, shout out to Danya. She like stepped in and was just like, nah, we got you. So people were buying drink tickets. I gave her half the proceeds for that. And then if anything wanted anything additional, and they wanted to pay for drinks, I just let her keep all that money. I was like, that's you.
And you're talking about Danya Christie, right? On Instagram?
Yes.
Okay. Well, shout out Danya Christie.
Shout out Danya Christie. Yeah. Shout out to Kima too, because she went out. They ran out of Hennessy, child. They had to go out and get more. And it was like they were so good to me. Like, oh my gosh, they were so good to me. And it was just like, I can't thank them enough. Like, really, shout out to Kima. Like,
Yeah,
they
shout out, because I was I was in the audience. I was just a person that was just a fan basically that night. So, and my friend that came with me, like we both thought it was very beautiful, like everything, the colors, like wouldn't you agree that like it was very beautiful, like the whole event was so beautiful. So to know that you put that on yourself, that is insane. And listen, now you got me hyped. Now I'm ready. Now I'm excited. And I love that. And I think that you should really break that down for independent artists and be like, look, if you ever want to do this, like, this is how you do it.
Yeah. The one like piece of advice that I can give, and I almost made this mistake and I'm glad that I didn't, take advantage of having vendors. Like, because I was going to get like Publix catering to have food, but I was like, no, having a vendor, they pay you a vendor fee and just let them keep their proceeds.
There you go. Okay. You hear that, spirit? So if you are out there, if you are listening, if you are an independent artist yourself, and hopefully that is who you are, because that's who I'm geared towards this episode. Specifically is my independent artist. Listen, Miss Tone I.E have the best jewels she just dropped for you. So if you did not catch that, I'm gonna say it again for you at the end. So don't like listen that like you gotta know that. That's dope. Thank you for sharing that.
Of course, anytime. Shout out to Kayla, by the way.
Yes.
She hooked us up. The mac and cheese was fire. I still think about it, and it's almost been a year.
You know, I didn't even get any because I'm not a big mac and cheese person. I'm not a big dairy person.
Mac and cheese is my favorite food. It's either mac and cheese my favorite food, or cheese in general my favorite food, because my top 4 or 5 favorite foods all involve cheese.
Now let me ask you though, do you like the macaroni and cheese baked, or do you like it on the stove?
Oh no, it has to be baked.
Period. It has to be like the only way I'm gonna eat it if I'm really
I don't believe in like just stovetop mac and cheese like that. That's not of God. Like I don't feel like the Holy Spirit moves unless the mac and cheese is baked, you know.
Stop. Just say that's not of God.
That's not of God.
No, God up there.
Like when we get to heaven, the mac and cheese is gonna be baked. Like
period. The mac and cheese.
Marry them, be baking their mac and cheese. Like,
so spirits, if y'all put y'all's mac and cheese on the stove, do not invite Tone I.E. She will not come.
I'm not eating it. I'm not.
She's not.
Unless your mac and cheese can change my mind.
Got to spice it up.
Right.
So when it comes to your music, Miss Tone I.E, what do you hope to gain like by doing your music? Like what's your, because you're an independent artist, so what's your ultimate goal here?
I think having an ultimate goal sets unrealistic expectations. I think if I always remember why I started doing music, I can never be unsuccessful. I love that. Like if I remember that I started music because there are some people that want to say the things that I am not afraid to say. And if I continue to I do music because I love it. I do music because it keeps me on this side of the world. I do music because it helps other people, and I can be as forward or as subtle about things as I want to be with music. And if I keep that mindset, I can't get behind the whole, oh, I want to be rich and famous by this age. I want to be, playing Madison Square Garden by this age. All those things are great. And if I get there, I get there. But if it's not for me right now, it's not for me right now. And any opportunity that's meant for me will come to me as long as I continue to stay diligent where I am. And I think that's a common problem we have, not just in music, but in general. If you do nails, you do hair, you do anything, take care of what you've been given right now. That way, when you get to the bigger things, it'll still feel the same. You won't get overwhelmed by it. So
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, having an ultimate goal is not really a thing.
So just like following your purpose, like knowing what you were put here to do, and just continue to keep your head down and just do that, and not getting too bold and too big and like, you know what, now I can go and do this or
just develop what I've already been given. That's what
So your song, All I Want Is You. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
I've been singing that song all day. What? and before I say that, I have to say this. The fact that you are so confident in performing, being that, because I don't know, for me, I'm just a regular person. So when you see a celebrity up there, you know that they were born, you kind of in your head, like they were born to do this, that somebody trained them to do this, whatever case may be. But then when you see somebody like us, or, you know, up there and they're just doing their thing, and the confidence, like you really, I'm not gonna lie, like you inspire me. I remember the first time I met you and I was getting ready to go on stage. Oh my God, I completely forgot about this. I was so nervous, and you were like, no, you got this. And I was like, can you please stay here with me? And I didn't even know you.
Yeah.
And that was our first time meeting, and then you stayed, and then you actually went up and did something. I missed it, but ever since I knew that, you know, you were singing, and I saw it I caught it on Instagram, because Spoken Word had posted it, and I was like, yo, I did not know she sung like that. Listen, I'm coming to everything you do. So tell me, like, what inspired you to like be so confident in one, doing the type of music you do? And then how did that play into All I Want Is You?
Okay, so I'm pretty introverted naturally. I'm a pretty shy person. I'm not really good at like initiating conversations. It takes a lot for me. Even people I know, like it takes a lot for me to like go up and have like normal conversations. I have to do a whole month's preparation. It's a whole thing. But it's a lot easier to be to the crowd than in the crowd for me. So like when I step on stages and I'm singing the music that I love, there's nothing that I sing about that's untrue. There's nothing that I have to be apologetic for. There's nothing that I have to later retract, because I know the things that I'm saying, the things that I'm singing, or the things that I'm speaking are all true. Whether it's true to me or to someone else. It's somebody's story.
Wow.
It may not be my story, but it could be a story that I've heard, a story that I've been a side character in, that I've made myself the main character in. It's somebody's story. And I think that a lot of my confidence comes from the feedback that I get from other people. That fuels my confidence. And knowing that at the end of the day, somebody is going to resonate. This is going to touch at least one person here.
I love that.
And it usually does. So, yeah.
That's very true. So talk to me about All I Want Is You. Like, was that song inspired by somebody in particular, or you just...
Yes. It's kind of interesting, because a lot of times what I'll do is I'll twist the story up. I had a friend, and we ended our friendship, and the song was initially about, like, because the first line is, I get jealous watching you move on with your life without me. So it's just like, I saw him just like living life, and there wasn't even nothing romantic about it. I just saw him living life and like enjoying himself, knowing how terrible our friendship ended. And he's just so okay. And I was just like, dang, like all I want is just my friend back. Because it sounds super romantic. It sounds like I just want my man, but I was talking about a friend. I was talking about one of my best friends. And it was just like, all the memories I have of us now were tainted. What we used to be, how we used to be as friends. And it was just like, but it doesn't matter, because I just wanted you as my friend. And now, like, I don't have that anymore. And it sucked. And we got back on for a little bit, and then we fell off again.
Oh, wow.
So it's just kind of like, it was a lot of time going into that friendship. It was an invested friendship, I would say. And it to be all just like gone in a matter of minutes was just like mind boggling.
Wow.
So
it really is, because you feel that spiritual connection to that person. So it is kind of like, how are you so okay with, you know what I'm saying, moving on, and I'm over here like, I thought we was go back like 4 flats, you know? So yeah,
right.
I totally get that. And when I first heard the song, I didn't resonate it as a romantic song at all. Like, I immediately thought of, I just recently lost my niece about 2 years ago. So I immediately started looking at pictures of her and thinking of her. And then I had my niece just randomly show up and was like, my boyfriend just broke up with me. And I'm like, well, I'm listening to this song. And I'm just like, so I just think that the song actually even though you wrote it specifically for missing a love, like a friendship, I think it really can appeal to many people's scenarios and situations. So I thank you for the song. I love it. And it's literally now my new favorite jam for sure.
Oh, thanks.
Yes. So I don't know if oh wait, I did want to say, where can your music be streamed? Because I want to let spirits know as well.
Yeah, so it can be streamed on all the platforms: Amazon, Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. Just type in Tone I.E, Tone space I.E. It'll pop up. And it's literally everywhere.
You got to do it. You got to do it. So what is next for you? Because I don't think, you still go to open mics, right?
I do. I don't go to them as much as I used to, just because, gas is expensive.
Life is,
and everything's in Tampa. I live in St. Pete. So it's like, it's hard to like get to things. Even smoking word, just like, it's a trek getting over there. Going to shuffle is a trek. It's like an investment,
Yeah, it really
and it's fun to go to. And also I had a situation where I had to kind of start watching my safety and not going over to Tampa by myself. That's
you have a fan? You have a fan / stalker?
Ex-boyfriend.
Oh,
Abusive ex-boyfriend that I'm trying to avoid. So I just, I just try not to place myself in situations where I know I could possibly see him. Sure. But hey, let's not give him too much power.
Right.
But yeah, I try to just avoid putting myself in situations to be unsafe. Yeah. And a lot of times being in Tampa can do that. Based on this particular situation.
We can't let nothing happen to you. Like, you the next big thing coming out of Florida. So we got to protect our stars over here.
Right.
So I think I have one more question for you. If I don't know if I missed anything, but you do, how many albums do you have?
So I only have the one EP, Black, White, and Butterflies is out right now. But I'm working on my next project.
Ooh.
I don't know if it'll probably come out next year. It'll be a 2-part EP called Moral of the Story.
Oh, I love that.
And they're all, Black, White, and Butterflies was personal, but Moral of the Story is even more personal. It dives deeper into relationships that have been broken, platonically, romantically, and even from family. So it's gonna be, it's hard to like get through.
I'm excited.
It's hard to get through, but
I love that. So your first album was your EP, and that's Black, White, and Butterflies. What I mean, I know all I Want Is You came from the album, but what inspired you to title it Black, White, and Butterflies? I know you love butterflies, but
yes, this is my favorite question. So to me, when I think of black and white, I think of the two most contrasting colors or shades, for people that say black and white aren't colors. The two most contrasting colors that can add or take away to anything. And they can fit in almost any box. And I like find myself like that as well. I can fit with a lot of different groups of people. I can relate to a lot of different situations. I can be, black or white in that sense, not race wise, but obviously, but like in terms of just being able to mold and fit and talk to lots of different people and hear situations and understand. So yeah, that's the black and white for me. And then butterflies, to me, they're the only animal that has to go through their growing process in solitude. Like, they have to get their wings by themselves. They can't invite, everybody can't come to your growth.
I've never thought about that, because when you think of babies being born, they always have like baby showers, everybody's there, parties,
everybody's there.
Even the animals in the farm, like, they have other little animals around them and stuff. You are absolutely right. I mean, we don't think about like the actual insects and stuff like that. So that is so, and they're still God's creatures. So that is amazing that,
and they have to build their own cocoon. Like, they have to build their own space for growth.
That's crazy. So I really feel like this album kind of speaks to anyone that's like, hey, listen, I'm on this journey of self-growth, self-love, and trying to learn how to love and, impact other people at the same time. Is that kind of okay?
Yeah. I so I think one of the questions on the list was one of my favorite song from it.
Yeah, what was your favorite song from the album?
My favorite song personally is Exile. Exile is a song I wrote to my anxiety. And a lot of people, they hear this song, they think I'm talking about a boy, and I'm telling him to exit and to get out. But I'm having a direct conversation with my anxiety. I'm actually working on a music video for that. So, yeah, that should be coming soon. I have a really cool concept for it and everything. But
I'm excited. I love that song, by the way. Let me tell you, because we all have anxiety, and just the fact that you're bold enough. You are so bold. I gotta be more like you. I just love the fact you can put it out there and be like, listen, I'm going through this,
Yeah.
That is amazing. Yes. Do you have any? I feel like I ran out of questions, but go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. Exile is definitely my favorite. I think that it's a conversation that you need to have sometimes. I think personifying my anxiety made it easier to talk to, because you can have anxiety attacks all day, and you can, you can wish for it to go away all the time. You can take your medications, but sometimes you gotta like directly speak to things. The Bible talks about speaking and using your words, basically. And you've got to talk sometimes. You just got to talk, whether it's verbal, whether it's journaling, whether it's maybe you're me, you like to write songs about it, because like I said, I have a hard time talking to people, but I can write you a song.
I love that, but it's all about doing the shadow work, and I can see that your music really is your way of like, it's your release. It's like, hey, I'm going through this, but I'm not going to let that deter me. I'm going to use my music to make me a better person on top of it. That is just, listen, you got me out here like, look, when I get off this phone, I'm going to write a whole bunch of songs. I'm going to try to be more like Tone I.E. Y'all better stop playing with me. We out here. I love that. So, I thank you so much for being on the show. I don't know if I didn't ask you any other questions, but I know we are running out of time. So is there anything else that you wanted to say to my spirits or to me or anything?
First of all, thank you for having me. Thank you for this platform. I think that it's so cool that there are platforms like this that uplift independent artists, and because we want to say what's in our mind too. We want to talk about what's coming up in our lives and all the other kind of stuff. So I'm appreciative to all the spirits. I appreciate y'all for listening. Follow me on Instagram.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. You already put the hashtags out, and I'm gonna let them know as well in the outro.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you so much for being on the show. Oh, and while my camera doing this right before we leave. But yeah, thank you so much for being on the show. I appreciate you. And I will be letting you know when it comes out. We're gonna be posting.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Enjoy your day.
Thank you too. Bye.
Bye.
I made that very clear. Okay.